Hey guys, Brad coming at you here. It's the halftime of the Bills Seahawks game as I'm making this video, and quite an explosive first half. Jimmy Graham, this is like his third beastly game this season. I mean, trade's not looking so bad. All the Seahawks fans that hated Jimmy Graham, they'll be coming around, I think. And before the half here, what an epic fail all around, especially on the officials' part. So for those of you that didn't see it, it's 28-17. The Bills are trying to kick a field goal with 3 seconds left, right? It'll be a 53-yarder, I want to say. The ball gets hiked, Sherman comes around and is offsides, right? So they're blowing the whistle, he's offsides because he's unimpeded into the kicker. Hits the kicker. And all they call is offsides 5-yard penalty. The whistle blew and you continued to go hit the kicker. How is that not a 15-yard penalty? So then they come out and look after Dan Carpenter because they thought he was hurt, but of course he was faking being hurt, just trying to get the call. Well, because they came out onto the field, he can't play the next snap, therefore he can't kick the field goal. So now they have to spike the ball, and now there's 1 second left, so Dan Carpenter comes back on the field, and then there's a delay of game penalty on the Bills, which is BS though, because they didn't reset the play clock to the amount they should have, because at 5 seconds the official is standing over the ball and won't even let them hike it yet. So all around epic officiating there at the end of the first half. In the Seahawks' favor. The Seahawks always complain, I know Carroll always complains that his team don't get the calls. Well, the last 3 weeks, they've gotten the calls, that's for sure. But yeah, just all around epic fail if you watch that. But alright, I'm going to show you some Dolphins from Prizm football break I was in. Nothing too explosive. One nice hit, I think, at the end. I mean, nothing outstanding, but a solid hit at the end. Dolphins get a third victory in a row. They haven't lost in a month. I'm in heaven. It was not as well played for the Dolphins as maybe the first two. It was kind of an ugly game. It was one of those games whoever lost was going to be we had so many opportunity. It was going to be one of those heartbreakers for whoever lost. But here's some of the Prizm. Jakeem Grant. That's nice. Rookie. He's actually an explosive returner. Had a punt return called back. And here's the ironic part. He had a punt return for a touchdown called back. You know who committed the penalty that called it back? Kenyon Drake, who later returned a kickoff return for a touchdown and ended up being the game winner. You can't make that stuff up. You couldn't write it any better. And here's Kenyon Drake, rookie Prizm. All the rookies in this year's Prizm are already refractors. So there is no base. The base is the refractors. So nice. And Leonte Carroo finally got playing time. Tannehill actually missed him on a deep one. That was the weird thing about the game plan. I didn't think it was very good. Obviously ended up winning the game. It's very conservative. We didn't take shots down the field, which this year, Tannehill is actually throwing the ball pretty well down the field. And we didn't even take shots down the field with the exception of one to him. It was weird. The Jets have had trouble with big plays. We played it very conservative. We didn't go after Revis with Parker at all. It was kind of odd. The game plan was kind of odd. But it ended up working out. Dan Marino refractor, like that. Decade of dominance. 220 touchdowns in the 1980s. What's some other things that happened in football? The Vikings. Epic line from Mike Zimmer today. Made me love this guy. Asked, why are you working out other kickers? His response, have you been watching all year? I'm like, yes. Usually they give you the BS. oh, I'm going to, we have to evaluate every position on a week-to-week basis. We're always looking to get better, blah, blah, blah. He just goes, have you been watching all season? Blair Walsh lost it upstairs, man. And when kickers have mental issues, you might as well. But a good example of one who snapped out of it. Remember Mason Crosby a few years ago? Couldn't make a kick all year, it seemed like. Now the last 2 years, he's been awesome for the Packers. So maybe they should just stick with him. But I'll take Career Orange. These are to $2.99. Again, nice solid look. Prizm's a solid product for what it is. I like it. Jakeem Grant. Love this little dude. $2.99. And then I was kind of bummed that I got two of the same refractor. Numbered to $1.99. I got two Dan Marinos. Blues. So I was kind of bummed that they were the same ones. But hey, better than nothing. But yeah, the Vikings, for those of you that didn't watch that, it's 13-9, right? This is with 8 minutes left to go. They're losing 13-9. And they're really close, like 15-yard line-ish, I forget exactly. And they decide to go for it on 4th and inches with 8 minutes to go, only down 13-9. Don't get it. I'm like, in a game like this where there isn't scoring, you got to take the points. Then all you need is a field goal to win. Because your defense only gave up 31 yards in the second half. Problem is, part of those 31 yards was a pass to Roberts at the end of the game. I just couldn't believe that. To set up a 58-yard field goal, 16-16, and then they let him drive down in overtime. So, Viking, it just shows you, it's a week-to-week league, man. You remember the Vikings were up here. Maybe best team in the league. Last 3 weeks, they've looked like one of the bottom feeders, man. It's just, and like the Dolphins, after the Bengals-Titans game, those 2 games, they looked like maybe just above the Browns. Now 3 in a row, hey, we look like, at least a solid team. Week-to-week league, man. It's just hilarious. But on to the Prizm. Other teams struggling. It started off well, the Eagles. Their problem is their best playmaker is Darren Sproles. And there's only so much that guy can do. So that's a big problem. And on defense, it's all about, does your defensive line get to you or not? If they don't get to you, you'll have your way with the secondary. If they get to you, they can beat teams 34-3, But it's pretty simple with the Eagles. If the defensive line gets after you, you're in for a long day. If they don't, no problem. That's really what it's all about with them. Xavier Howard starting to concern me with all his knee issues. He's only played in a couple games this season, and we really could use help at corner. Xavier Howard autograph to, I don't think that's numbered. That's just the base refractor auto. But yeah, his injury's starting to concern me. Leonte Carew, they call this blue wave, but it's really more like a silver wave to 149. It's kind of blue in the light, but it's more like a silver wave. They call it blue wave, but that's the one I'm not that crazy about. And then my best hit, Leonte Carew, Kenyon Drake, dual auto to 99. Dual jersey autograph. Kenyon Drake, Leonte Carew. So not bad. Yeah. The Raiders, maybe they're for real. I was like, because I wanted to watch them against the Chiefs a few weeks ago, because the Chiefs always seem to be their kryptonite, and they failed. So I'm like, all right, I want to see what they do against Denver, especially at home. They need to win that game. And they did. Defense looked pretty good. They ran the ball down Denver's throat. So maybe they're for real. The defense played much better, but that could just be due to Trevor Siemian and no C.J. Anderson. But we'll see. They really miss C.J. Anderson. Everybody's like, oh, Devontae Booker. It's just not the same. He's not the runner C.J. Anderson is. But, Yeah, so much stuff. What else happened in the NFL? I know I'm leaving a game out. Oh, another bad officiating call. Chiefs Jaguars. I know you're doing. Why the heck did you even bother watching? Because I watched it in the half hour. You know, you can watch the games in a half an hour. That's how I watch a lot of these. Because obviously I'm watching the Dolphin game live. A horrible missed touchdown call. At this point, folks, I'll set it up for you. I believe it's 19-7 Chiefs. Maybe it's in the fourth quarter at some point. Chris Ivory headed into the end zone, big crowd, reaches out, fumbles the ball into the end zone. Chiefs recover. They say, obviously, it's Chiefs' ball. Problem is, on the replay, when they finally slow it down, you can get an angle. It took a while to get a right angle and slow it down. He has the ball in his hand crossing the white line. On the white line, which is all you got to give it to. And they didn't call it a touchdown. So the Jaguars got screwed, and they lost, what was it, 19-14, and there were 6 points right there. So it isn't like the Jaguars need help getting screwed, you know. They do plenty of that themselves. So Jaguars got screwed here Monday night. That was right before the half here. That's atrocious. But hopefully the Seahawks just kill them because I hate the Bills and play won't matter. But hopefully it doesn't come down to 3 points because that'd be disappointing. But yeah, that's all I can think of right now. I'm sure there's a lot of other stuff I wanted to talk. I need to make a list. But Mike Zimmer had my favorite thing of the day. Have you been watching all season? That's why we're looking at kickers. But the J train keeps rolling. 111 yards on the number one ranked run defense. Really, that might be more impressive than his 200 yards last 2 weeks. So we'll see. We play the Chargers this week. We go on West Coast Chargers and then Rams. We're going to stay out there. Chargers, not a good matchup for us. Phillip Rivers should have his way. Can we do kind of what we did against the Jets where we just hold them to field goals? Not a good matchup. I don't like it. It's not the Chargers are just so... Obviously, they blow games. But the matchup-wise, which is what the NFL is all about, I don't like the matchup at all. I think, I think a lineman got hurt in the last game. We'll see what the injury report looks like. But unless, Wake and Sue and company just have their way, Rivers could have a 400-yard day easily. So we'll see how that works out. I think Tannehill's going to have a good game for us to win that. But that's all I got. This is 13 minutes. Thanks for watching, folks. Oh, and the other thing, I got a surprise visitor yesterday. Freaking Santa Claus came to visit me. Yeah, I know, it's only 11/7. But freaking Santa Claus came to visit me, and he gave me a big stack of stuff to send out to you people. I don't know. He said he's busy. He says just get him out before Christmas. So I don't know what he got you all, but probably next week I'll be sending some stuff out from Santa Claus. I don't know what it is, but he's going to send some stuff out to you fine folks. So be looking out for that. That's all I got. Bye-bye. Love all of you.